back to
Two Cooks.
One server.
Alright, so to start off before our shots, we got some great news about 2021. Logan here just found some amazing news about Taco Bell. They're bringing back potato items.
Yay!
Hooray.
Fiesta potatoes. March 11th.
Yay.
March
guys.
11th.
March 11th.
We're on a good start-ish to 2021. It's at least one good thing about 2021.
It's one good thing
Potatoes
about today, at
in
least.
Taco Bell. I guess we made enough hoo-ha about it, or whoop-da.
I mean, we bullied the internet into changing the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, so
And now we're working potatoes.
it's amazing what we can do when we just bully people.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's a bad lesson to learn. Alright, so...
Wow.
That's a bad lesson. It works though. With our shots, let's start the show.
Hold on, we're going to do our introductions.
Oh, sorry, for our audio-only listeners, we're going to start down the line with...
I'm Ace.
Logan.
And I am Steve. So, what to do, let's get our shots done and get on to topics. Cheers, everybody. Topics. Okay, so topics today. As restaurant employees, we're going to be talking about dining in restaurants, how our mannerisms and etiquette changes from, not working versus working restaurant, and the Trump impeachment. So let's start off light with the etiquette in working restaurants, then eating in restaurants. Who wants to go first?
Fuck it, I'll go first.
All right.
So, one of the things I love to do going out to eat is making sure I always tip 20%. Like, no matter what,
Oh yeah.
I always tip 20%. Like, I know a lot of people, especially more of the darker skin, like, they don't do that. And, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Like, yeah, I know a lot of people shitting on even my mom sometimes. Well, yeah, don't listen to that, mom.
I know, when you said like the rest of us were like, we're gonna look over here, we're not gonna say anything,
Did not hear that.
Yeah, what? It's fine. Y'all do what y'all do. That's on y'all. But that's one of my main things. Make sure I go out and I tip my 20% no matter what, because like this is what they literally are making their money off of.
Yep.
Some most of the time they're just having a bad day. If they forgot your drink or forgot to put their order in or something happens.
And even it's not even their fault. It's not
or
their
even
fault.
like sometimes it's not their fault.
It's not as the cooks. Like I've had a time I had a chicken breast that was like basically charcoal, and I sent it back, and I still tipped the server over 20% because they got it done quickly and they made it correct. Like it's not their fault.
And I think a big problem too is there's not any issues. You had perfect service. You said, "Oh, you were great. We love you. We're gonna be back," and then you're still like, "Here's $2 on 50."
No, that's fucked up. Yeah, and the phone number.
I think the biggest thing from a serving point of view is I know how it is. So I know that in a lot of restaurants you have to tip, like the servers, we have to tip out the bartenders or the host or bus boys or whoever it may be. So that's the biggest thing that I've learned, that if you don't tip at all or don't tip correctly, you might be costing that waitress money.
Yeah.
So like if you don't tip someone and they have to tip out 10% of your check, like times 1,000 to all of these different people, they paid for that for you to eat there, which I don't think it's fair for them to have to.
No, not at all. Especially when they gave you like good service and stuff too.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong, like perfectly fine service. People just don't. And that's what kills me too, is you said the phone number. A lot of like younger people, younger guys will leave you like, here's $2 on the $60 tab, but hit me up, you're hot. And I was like, no, I won't.
I got a great hack for that too. A good vaccine for this kind of behavior. So ladies, I know Ashley has been on this podcast before. She mentioned before how she got stiffed on a table or got a very shitty tip. Anyways, so what you do, ladies, you take this phone number, and only for people who actually are shitty at tipping and leave phone numbers. You want to single those individuals out explicitly. Don't be like the guy who tips 45% and the phone number. You got 45%. Just leave that guy alone. He'll just ignore him. Shitty tipper and the phone number. You go you go online, right? And you type in cheap health insurance in my local area, right? Click on the first browser, and if it gets the multiple different symbols of health insurance brands, the very lesser known ones, the better. You click on the link, you get a quote now. You put in fake information except for the phone number. That's the important part. That individual will get, from personal experience, as a guy who starts for health insurance, that guy will get 20 phone calls every hour for 3 to 5 days.
This man is a
Non-stop.
monster.
Hey, this is behavior
honestly,
corrected.
but this
Alright?
is so genius. This is some
Yes.
189 IQ shit.
Yes.
Like, god damn.
Exactly. So, ladies, gentlemen, servers in general who experience bad tippers with the phone number kicker, please use this information wisely and responsibly. Don't use it on people who are just generally good individuals who tip well, but also leave the phone number. Shitty tippers, douchebags, the Chads, the Dylans, the Kyles who shit tipper and phone number. Use it on those individuals.
Auto insurance does that too. I have like other like
Widen the
progressives
horizons,
and stuff
yes.
call me constantly, and I'm like, I asked you for one quote 3 years ago.
Fuck it. They'll
I'm
have to
good.
block so many. I still get blocked numbers trying to call me because I've searched for health insurance, and that's how I stumbled upon this wonderful hack for you individuals out there who have been plagued by this situation.
Well, now we know.
Now y'all know.
Yeah.
Yes, and only go after specific. Don't just target the good ones. Get the bad ones. Eventually it'll correct itself, and hopefully within a generation that will just vanish. Hopefully.
It won't.
They
People are
won't.
stupid.
They won't.
It
Yeah,
won't.
they won't
I
know.
said hopefully.
Honestly, they'll be like, why? All these people are gonna be like, oh, why do these people keep hitting us up? They will have no reference to why it's
Yeah,
happening
They
to
think
them.
that Google stole their information
Yeah.
or something.
Just like we all get that the car insurance people that call, like, yo, you have this car insurance about to
Like your
expire.
Extended warranty.
Is it
Yeah.
warranty bullshit? Like,
Well,
yo,
maybe
why
if
is all of us getting that? Like,
I
literally
get a lot of- I
everybody.
get a
I
lot of
want to hope there's a
Marriott
community that will
calls.
come together and eventually put the pieces together. And if not, this video will get out so popular to where they're like, oh, that's probably what it is. I gave that one girl Rachel a $2 tip on a 50, and I put and I gave my phone number, and all of a sudden I got tons of phone calls. I wonder why.
Yeah, watch.
Hopefully-
Well, after we blow up,
Yeah.
like, people are gonna use this shit, bro.
I hope they use it now. I hope it doesn't. I hope honestly
I'm sure
this
there are
gets used
people out
tomorrow.
there that do things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think another big habit is when we go out to eat, if you ever worked in the restaurant industry, you don't make a mess. You don't let your
No.
kid pull apart the straws.
No.
You stack your plates up. You're not dropping food and crazy. Like, you wipe up, like, even me when I'm out to eat and my drink has condensation, I'll even wipe that up. Like, just, you're out cleaner and
Same.
nicer.
Yeah.
Like stack plates and shit. I
yeah,
definitely
throw it in
put
the
that
table.
there on the table.
All the
Yeah,
silverware in
for
one
sure.
cup. Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is not your home, and I hope you don't even treat your home like this. So, why do you do it at restaurants?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially people with kids. Please don't let your child take, like, the sugar containers and that kind of stuff and just play with them and throw them everywhere. And it's a lot to clean up.
It's a lot to clean up. It's one thing if they take the sugar packets and just put them in the pocket, then don't open just put them in the pocket and shit. That's one thing. But like open that shit up and like confetti splash that shit around. That's a whole
Yeah,
different thing.
because salt and sugar, when you go to wipe off a table, it, like, kind of melts momentarily, so you think it's clean, and then, like, once it dries, it, like, reappears.
It's all
And then
sticky.
people are like, oh, it's dirty. I'm like, well, I wiped it off. The last people just had an asshole child.
Yeah, I hate fucking going to a restaurant at the end. Like, their last, like, 10, 15 minutes of closing.
Oh, yeah, if they
That
close
is-
within an hour, please don't go order food.
I wouldn't even say
And
the
sit
hour.
down.
I would say, like, the last 30 minutes.
I would
Like,
say
like,
30 to 15 minutes
Yeah,
is,
30, 15, really.
is
Like,
a
that
rude
is,
thing to
yeah,
do.
15 is that rude ass shit.
Well, I'm saying an hour. Like,
yeah.
if you're planning on going, sitting down, eating, ordering.
Very true, yeah. I mean, I
I guess you're thinking of more on the server side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I really generally do not go to a place 45 minutes to an hour before they close. Just,
I won't.
Yeah, I don't. I'll get takeout. I'll do drive-through. I'll go to the grocery store, whichever one. I'll do something else. I'll figure it out. I'm an adult. But yeah, don't go in 5 minutes or 3 minutes before they close thinking, oh, good, I made it. Like, I'm here. I'm safe. Like, no, you're not. You
People
just,
do it.
you-
People fucking
you
do it.
inconvenience,
People
like-
do it so much.
Like, they don't understand they inconvenience like a dozen some people who have families. They have other jobs. They have things to do. Like,
Yeah, like, I get it's our job, but still, if it's a dead night, we might not have had people in the restaurant for the last 2 hours.
yeah.
You come in 15 minutes before close and order every station worth of food. No, they've already started filtering flyers. They've turned off the flat top. Like,
Yeah.
trying to get on with their life.
And the thing is, though, we have to say, yeah, we're still open. Come on in. It
Because
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Technically, we are.
We
and,
are,
like,
but it's like,
the
dude,
owners
it's just a
and like
respect
and
the
common
managers,
courtesy
they
kind of
want
thing.
your business.
yeah, it's a very humane thing to do. To be like, when you close? 10 minutes? I'm good. Thank you. I'll have a good night, or I'll see you guys tomorrow. Kind of thing. Not, oh, great, you're open. I'll table
Just
3.
know you can always go to Wawa. Just saying.
Wawa, McDonald's. I mean, grocery
I
store.
guess everyone
Yeah.
does that Wawa, but like,
Taco
Very
Bell.
true. Taco Bell. There's a lot of different fast food varieties, as well as the grocery store. It's always available. You can make yourself a
Because
sandwich.
trust me, your servers and cooks are gonna go home and eat Taco Bell or make some ramen noodles.
I do cereal.
definitely cereal.
Big on the cereal, especially the off-brand ones. Sorry to
Maybe not after work. I don't think
Yeah.
I ever ate cereal after work. That's kind of weird.
I have. I get the off-brand because they have the zipper thing in the. Yeah, and the
Yeah.
bags are bigger and they're cheaper. I don't know why most cereals don't have the zipper thing in them, like the Ziploc thingamajigger. But
You would think the name brands would be the ones that would have that.
you would think,
You would
but see,
think, right?
but
Like,
the
it makes
off-
way too
the
much
off
sense.
brands have cornered that market and they letting go, thankfully, because it's much more affordable for everyone else, especially cooks who I don't want to have to roll the thing.
I
up.
guess just like the general gist that we're getting is if you've worked in the service industry, you know how it is, you know how
Yeah.
customer service is. You have a lot more respect and patience
Absolutely.
and just general kindness for the world. They say that a lot of people they have the whole everyone should do 2 years of military service. No, everyone should do 2 years of customer service.
Absolutely, yeah. There'll be fewer wars. I got a running theory: World War I wouldn't have happened if a certain man didn't leave a cafe and go assassinate someone. But that's for a later video. I'll go into detail.
It's a whole different podcast.
Yeah. I'll do much more. I'll come back with figures and a chalkboard and pictures and drawings and diagrams and shit. If I can, what's the man who got banned? Everything, Alex, what have you?
We could have a Steve conspiracy theory just segment.
Yeah, he can totally has its own little
I'll do it.
segment.
I can do a crazy man rant.
Yeah,
that's
we
for
can
damn sure.
definitely get you on that.
You know what? That was my debut, my second channel. That's what's gonna be.
Crazy man rants.
Crazy man rants.
You should totally do that.
I'm-
like, not even a little joking.
I mean, I've had the thought of doing it, like on the drive home from work, just like ranting about something in my car.
I
and
mean,
shit,
I quite
but
love drunk history, so.
drunk issue's good, yeah, but I feel like that's a very dangerous precedent to set. Plus, I don't want to slur my words about history.
oh no,
and
she's
shit.
talking about the show.
Oh, great show. Yeah, I'm not saying. But I don't
Yeah,
want to
for
duplicate
sure.
that. I
Mhm.
don't want to duplicate that as much. Yeah.
Anybody got anything in particular they got?
No, I think it's just a general thing of like, you've been there, you've done that. You can put yourself in their shoes.
I will say this happens mainly towards like the older crowd, like anyone like 40 over. This definitely happens. Like they come in late, they complain about shit that's not complainable. Like my soup is not hot; it's steaming. The server put it on a plate.
Yeah,
They
we
wanna,
talked
like,
about that
burn
once.
that hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either older crowd or like the high school crowd, just because they don't have any life experience.
Very true. Yeah, the middle
That also
ground.
comes down to parents. Please get your children.
Yes, teach your kids, get them a job, or tell them to get a job. Fuck it, whatever.
Or just even like if they're old, you still like treat people like, hey, just because they're here, it's common respect. Like
Exactly. Yeah. Train them while they're young.
just because we are serving and or restaurant industry does not mean that
We're not your bitch.
we're not dumb or lesser human beings than you. I get that a lot. Like people think that just because I'm a blonde bartender, I'm ignorant. No, not quite.
Not at all. I mean, there's a lot of people who have like degrees and shit doing like service industry.
Yeah, like
shit.
half my coworkers are like teachers and
Yeah.
stuff, like nurses. They just have a weekend job.
I mean,
That's
I
because
was.
a lot of people can't
Yeah.
get into their actual job or they went to school for.
I mean, a lot of markets
So
are
they
dried
have
up.
to go
Exactly.
into the food industry.
I mean, I'm an associate's in engineering. I do this because the jobs are dried up now. Everyone's furloughed, so they're not gonna leave their job they might have. So no one's actually firing. I can't really get a job in that field right now. Plus, my shit's not accredited, so I kind of like a gray area, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can move on to sad things.
Well, I mean, sad or
It's
happy.
really not.
Depending
Yeah,
on
it
your
depends
demographic,
on
it's a
your-
very
your
joyous
view.
event or very sad. For me, it's just gray. It's like
I'm just ready for it to be over. To be honest, like
I'm ready to see how much further it's gonna go.
I am too. I
Yeah.
also want to see how far it would
It's
go. with-
December 43rd. All right, that's.
Oh, this would be a good time to give a little sneak peek into next week's episode.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna do bingo.
yeah. We're gonna do a very special bingo.
Since the world and it just has sucked this past year, we're gonna see how much we can guess about it sucking this year.
Yep, and there are no winners at this camp bingo. Just
Less losers.
well, yeah.
I think we all lose.
The more we win, the more the world loses.
Yeah.
I mean, whichever one gets bingo, we're just gonna high five, but then go. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think
we
we
have
would
our
be able to
little
high
bingo
five. I
sheets,
think
we're
we'd just be
filling
like,
Like, hey, you got bingo.
trying to
but
survive life.
You got bingo. So many things.
I'll give you like a sticker that says like the prophet.
You win, but lose.
Yeah.
Something.
The
of that
more the
sort.
world wins, the more we lose, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
I mean, I hope we lose because it means this coming year wasn't that terrible.
I just hope it loses big. Like, just make it an actual finale. Or not.
Steve's over here on some like the world's ending type shit, but
I mean, fuck, you never know.
I don't really want it to end.
I've been preparing for the world to end for many, many years.
I expect the worst and you're never disappointed. Alright, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of the same way. Like, if the world's gonna end, I want it to like hardcore apocalypse, not just like the mediocre shit where like you're trying to keep your life together. It's just really hard. I want either everything's fine or we're like Mad Maxing it out.
Yeah.
I don't want the in between where everyone's just struggling, but you don't want to do like complete chaos because there's still some resemblance
We're
of like
over here
okay.
waiting on the government to give us money just to fucking survive for the most part. Like, I don't want to be in this world. Like, if we're going to destroy it, let's just get to that point.
I
Like,
either want it to be fine or it's like perfectly fine for me to shoot my neighbor.
I just want to go back to 2011. Things were okay back then. People were planking on top of like McDonald's signs and shit.
Everyone was
Simpler
obsessed
times.
with the mustaches.
See,
Yeah.
what happened was people were
mostly-
putting up brooms and standing them up, and they opened up this portal to this hell.
No, it
and
was
that's where we're
Harambe.
in.
I was saying,
Harambe
has it
was
been
the
okay
last
since
one.
Harambe died?
Well, actually, it was Cecil the Lion. That got the charges primed. And once Harambe died or got murdered and killed, whatever, that's when things really went to hell. But yeah, 2011 was just simpler times.
So sad.
That's nice.
All right, let's get back on topic.
Yeah, Trump's impeachment. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about
Trump's a
that.
peach, isn't
So
he?
I didn't know he got impeached for the first time. I heard the second time. I'm like, when was the first time? Did I miss that? Like, what's happening?
Did you
here?
really
You
miss
just
it?
missed that, yeah.
I guess I did.
That
I
was
was like,
earlier in 2020?
was that earlier?
No, it was 2019.
Yeah, and
It was
I-
2019.
so the first time around, it was like
Oh, they tried to impeach him, but it didn't go through or something like that.
Oh, they
Yeah.
impeached
so
him,
not
but
so
they-
the first
Oh,
time
Okay, yeah.
not a single Republican voted to impeach him. This time around, every single Democratic voted to, and 10 Republicans also voted to.
That's what I forgot about that completely because like I heard the second time and I was like, has 2020 been so crazy? I
See,
just
like
ignored
the
that
way
part.
impeachment works is the House of Representatives, they vote on one. You have to have 2/3 of the votes to go to the Senate. They got it the first time, and then when they went to the Senate trial, they didn't get enough votes. That's why he didn't get or an actual impeach, or he gets impeached. It's basically you get a bad check on your fucking report card.
Strike one.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
impeached. and
Yeah,
removed
so he
from
was
office.
impeached and he just wasn't removed.
He got away with
Well-
the skin of his teeth, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like when you get charges, your charges pressed against you, but you weren't convicted.
And then with the Senate, like when they do that Senate trial, the Senate will take you away from any federal job ever. Like you can't go back and like he can't be president, he can't be a Senate member, he can't do any type of federal good job ever. And that's why these people are pressing so hard for this because they don't want to see him in a government
Yeah, because
position again.
technically in 4 years he could come back and run for president
I
again.
mean, he could.
Technically good.
Could you imagine the fucking chaos?
Or not even president. You can be vice president for
He
somebody.
could be vice president, he could be governor, like
yeah,
senator, even shit. Do a career out of this shit.
Yeah,
like
he
most
could
do.
just be an asshole, be a fucking senator. And
I
just
saw
be a
like this
lifer.
week that the National Guard staying in the streets of DC for the first time in
They're
like,
in the Capitol building, too.
200 years or something.
Something crazy like that. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus. Could you imagine what they're thinking of? Like, we got deployed to the fucking Capitol. Because a lot of National Guard and reserves and shit, they get deployed, like, overseas because a lot of, like, we're kind of stretched thin, like, like that one guy was
to go
saying.
help out. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, they probably went to, like, some Middle Eastern country, probably, or somewhere around there, and did a tour there, and they were, like, in the States for, like, 6 months, just chilling, and they're like, all right, new orders. All right, we're going back to where we came from.
Sleeping on the Smithsonian steps.
Washington, D.C. Like, wait, for, like, a parade? Nope, not that. Like, a drill? Like, color guard? No, not exactly.
I think it's a little too late. They should have done this shit before.
It's like, remember last week in the news? Like, yeah. Oh.
That's because the president didn't allow it or didn't direct it. But not like now that other people in power are like he has to bring it into power or bring these people up
now all of
to
a
actually
sudden
protect everybody.
that is DC we care, but when there were bigger riots in other cities over other issues, they didn't care.
Not really, no.
Yeah, all the people that went to the Capitol building that actually are getting charged and shit, They're getting hit with the fucking 10-year shit that Trump implemented, the executive order that he implemented.
They're not even doing that because they're not.
No, they are now.
They're,
yeah, all
they
these
all
judges
just got
are
like
fucking.
I read that they all just got like
they are all
trespassing
getting-
charges. It wasn't
Well,
like
look
the
at that.
federal ones that got 10
they're-
years.
Like the ones that are actually on the pit or like the videos, like you see, those motherfuckers are actually getting hit up. There's a lot of them.
What about the crack lady?
You win some, you lose some.
They didn't know she was probably. They didn't probably even know she was there.
The who?
The crack lady,
The crack lady?
like the lady who was like Hey Arnold's grandma. She looked like just waving a like American
Oh, I
flag
know
with
the
the
fuck
Trump
you're
hat.
talking about. Like, yeah, what the fuck you gonna do to an old ass lady like that anyway?
I don't
Yeah.
fucking know. Let me guess. I mean, I don't fuck. It'd be interesting to know what happened.
I'm
curious to
sure
follow
they're
up.
gonna do something with her, but like,
As long as she
they're
was,
not gonna put her in jail.
I mean, as long as she was
No more
legally on the public streets demonstrating her freedom of speech, nothing you can do to her.
No, she was in the building.
no, she was in the building.
She was
Oh,
in the
then she's
building.
gonna
So
go
like,
to
yo,
jail.
it's
Do
one
you know how
thing,
many crack ladies are that we hold in jail? She's gonna go to jail.
I'm really curious about this. I wish I followed up before the video started.
We'll find out later.
We'll find out later.
Yeah, we'll let y'all know for sure.
Yeah.
So, what's your actual stance on this whole impeachment, though?
Well, like, am I for it, against it,
Yeah.
kind of shit? I mean,
Like, what do you see being the results of it?
I don't think he's going to be.
I think someone. Well,
I am for it. I don't foresee
all
it
the
passing the
Democrats
Senate.
are voting for impeachment. No Republicans are, except for like I think one.
No, 10 of them voted
Oh,
for
10.
it.
Well, I thought it was the first round.
The first round
Yeah,
vote.
that's the
Oh,
House.
first one. Okay, yeah.
That's a lot
The
different.
first,
Yeah,
the
it's
first
like,
go around
the,
the House.
Yeah, the House is mostly of Democrats right now, and then
Yeah.
the Senate's mostly Republicans.
I mean, the trial is like the 19th, and he's out by the 20th, right? So I really think what's going to happen is the 19th will happen, and we'll be so happy to get, or people will be so happy with Biden in there that that's where we're going to be focused about, and then the trial will either be carried on until afterwards. And if that happens, Biden will fucking slam down on it because he's a Democrat and he wants to appease his demographic and shit.
Yeah, but his word that because the Democrats are already on his side, his word's not really going to sway the Republicans.
yeah.
True.
Yeah,
But
I don't think he's going to be impeached. I think it's going to end like it did last time.
Honestly,
It's
I
like,
think the same thing.
we're
'Cause
gonna
they,
impeach
honestly,
you for
they
a
don't
day.
have enough evidence, but oh yeah, this shit is so fucked up.
I mean, they can't
It
really.
is really fucked
It's
up.
really fucked up. Yeah. No one has a something go. That's for damn sure. Well, yeah, well, impeach him for one fucking day. It doesn't make any sense at all.
It's not one day.
It's so he can't
Yeah,
use
it's
it against
lifetime.
Tanner.
Yeah, it's for,
Well,
yeah,
it's
we
a-
never read again.
Yeah, he can never do it again.
That's the reason. It's
That's
so
literally why they're trying to press it.
True.
And I feel like if he, if he were to get an actual the impeachment process with the whole Senate gets done, there's gonna be riots. There's enough of these fucking crazy motherfuckers out here that is gonna do something. I think there's going to be riots on the inaugural, regardless, and I think it's just going to get worse for a while.
Well, I don't think because a lot of National Guards stationed there right
I'm
now.
not saying the Capitol.
Oh,
I'm saying,
around the
I'm
world.
saying like
Country
yeah,
shit.
how the Black
Oh.
Lives Matter shit was, but like by 10.
Oh.
I want to really
Redneck
say
song,
like yeah, this is it's going to get ridiculous.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be like that. I don't because the average Trump supporter, I don't think they're going to be rioting in the streets, but I think it's going to be more extreme. Like the Black Lives Matter movement, I think they had like the masses, but I think this whole Trump thing, if something does happen, it's going to be like a few people actually like causing major damage.
So
Like,
yeah, at
bombs
the
going
Capitol,
off, like
yeah,
crazy
at the
stuff.
Capitol they had what like 3 bombs there, and one that was already armed. And like I feel like these are the type of people that are gonna have like the bombs, and
Yeah.
it's not gonna be.
Like, I
that
don't
it's
think-
not going to be as much as numbers.
Yeah, they're
It's
not going to
gonna be more
masses. They're going to
casualties.
be the super plotting plans versus just rioting in the streets. They're going to be plotters. Something crazy is going to happen, like assassinations and explosions and
Church bombings and shit.
so, yeah. Be a little bit more
Yeah.
devious than the average just upset person throwing bricks through windows.
No.
Think a civil war break
What
out?
does Tank think?
I really, honestly, I think a civil war is going to break out. I already thought this last year, but
I don't think it will, but I think a lot of people are gonna be unhappier
see.
before it gets better.
I doubt it. Like, it's definitely
Bro,
a
the whole world is
possibility.
watching us and they're laughing at us.
Well, we're Florida
And,
now,
like,
basically.
Yeah, we're literally
We're the
Florida.
Florida man of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this shit is fucking ridiculous.
Imagine being the Florida man of us being the Florida man.
Like, we used to be the greatest fucking country in the fucking world,
We did.
and
We
now
haven't
we're
been
like, we're the
greatest country
biggest.
since the 80s.
Well, no,
I'll
I'm
say
kinda,
early '90s,
Nah.
I mean, no, I'm kind of fucked over our public image. Let's be honest. And
but yeah, we
then-
just lost. It was literally the first war we actually lost.
Well, and it wasn't losing the war. It was just like all the shit that our soldiers did over there and stuff. And it was so publicly known. Like
And
they
pointless
watched live
that-
broadcast footage of us like burning whole
It,
villages. and
it
shit.
accomplished nothing.
Not really. No,
No.
it wasn't even a war. It was a conflict. So
That's
technically,
because that was
Yeah.
more of a modern war. Like, yo,
yeah.
every other country that was going in war, like England going over the whole fucking world, basically was doing some fucked up shit. Ours was just publicized.
Ours is the only first world country in the world that
Publicized.
can't even get the coronavirus under control. So
Oh, that's also true.
we're not going to deal with each other.
That's because people were more worried about money than they are actual the people. Like, big businesses ain't worried about fucking
Well, that's
you.
'cause-
They're worried about what you can give them.
True.
Our country's been set up for so long. Our country's like the poor person mentality when it comes to economics. It's like we would rather spend pennies right now, but it's going to cost us dollars in the long run. Where other countries spent dimes, but it's saving them.
Like when a lot of these smaller countries, I would say, or like like Sweden and fucking
Yeah.
Korea, they literally shut down. Like they did the whole.
And they gave their
30
citizens
weeks
big
or whatever.
bucks. They spent a lot of money up front so they could get back to doing their business sooner, and it saved
And
them
it
money in the
saved
very
them
long run.
huge.
Yeah.
Like these places are having barely any cases now. They're like, nah, we're just stupid.
We tried to be cheap, and then it's coming back to bite us, where we're spending way more money in the long run.
Mhm.
It really is. Like, oh, I've been saying this since fucking April. We need to have a shutdown where everything shuts down for 3 fucking weeks. Nobody going out. If you gotta go out, you go to the grocery store. You have one of the fucking actual mask on. The fucking
N95 or whatever.
yeah, those shits.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you gotta
you
pay
only
us.
yeah, and also you have to pay them. But if you do all those things, I don't see why we would have a fucking problem. Like, not essential people are still working. Like, literally have everybody staying at home.
Except grocery store workers and shit.
I
Like
mean,
food distribution and shit.
I guess.
And even
like,
do
yeah,
it, like-
even if you did have food distribution, like only like 2 or 3 people are working. Like,
Lots of like curbside pickups.
yeah,
lots
it's
of
more curbside shit than anything.
That's severely
have those
reduced
senior
staff,
hours
yeah.
in the morning again.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we already blew it. Like it's a little too late, I think, at this point.
No, it's
Like,
way too late, and we're still
so.
fucking at record fucking high numbers. We just hit the second highest death today or yesterday. Like this shit's stupid.
Mhm.
Tank's like, yeah, shut down. Play with me all day.
That's a dog's loving this shit.
Hell, Tank does love when I'm home with him.
He's like 2020 is the best year ever, man. People are everywhere and shit. They're
This
all
will go
here.
down as the year of the bestest ever in our canine friends.
And the worst for cats.
Right?
Like, I hate this shit, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. What are you doing hanging around my house for?
Anybody got anything else?
No, it's a shit show. End of story.
Big shit show. A lot of small businesses died because of this stuff, which is a big shame.
It really
And then
is.
a lot of like corporate businesses like moved into their spaces that they rented and shit, which is a real fucking tragedy because that kind of sets up for idiocracy sort of thing. in my
They should have
opinion.
never built up these big companies. They should have built
Oh
up the
hell
people
no, they
first.
shouldn't have. No, because the small businesses are what makes the local communities like thrive and stuff.
But then it's funny because people like Jeff Bezos, like Amazon and Walmart, they had record high
Oh, dude.
profits.
Yeah, that's why the
This
motherfucker's the
year.
richest man in the world now.
Because guess what everyone was doing with all like the wealthier people who had to stay home? They built their Amazon shopping cart. Honey, I'm bored. All right,
Mhm.
find a toy to play with.
Yep.
There are a couple like tradesmen who flourished during this time because guess what everyone who has money is doing? They're looking around their house like that window is too small. I want a patio. I want this
Uh-huh.
done. I want that
Mhm.
done. They're gonna call a handyman or someone to come do this stuff. but
At least I can say one thing
Small
that was
percentage
good
people
from this: board games made a comeback this year.
I'm sure yes they did. That and online streaming services.
Yeah, like board games and card games. Lots of gamings came back. So
Oh yeah.
I like that because I like board games.
Yeah. And alcohol sales were through the roof, man.
Goddamn right they were.
They were
Hey.
soaring. The
We have,
meme stocks were up 50
Hampton Roads,
points.
we had all three of the three highest sales in Virginia for alcohol. I know
I'm
last
sure-
year.
yeah.
I know last year we had
Yeah,
two
yeah.
of the three, and I know
Virginia had the highest sales in America.
We can drink.
this year that one on
Yeah, in
the
America.
ABC on
We put it
Hilltop
back.
that was the highest selling store in Virginia.
Yep.
Because last year there was one in Alexandria or something that was highest, and then the one on Laskin and then the oceanfront one was the second
That
and third.
says a lot about it.
I mean,
I mean, I have contributed to those factors.
I mean,
on
you
these
work-
stores.
for sure.
I mean, you work hard, you play hard, so there's that.
I'm not mad at it.
Drink cheaper at home. And
Yep,
on that note,
100%.
And that will be
Two
two cooks.
one server.
Alright, y'all. Thanks for watching. See you next time.